everybody. The transfer portal is flooded. Coaching change rumors are swirling. But don't forget, we have a Sweet 16 to get to. El Capitan, Mike Holland, joins me live for the one and done Sweet 16 preview right now. Recording live from somewhere. This is one and done.
Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by
It's
drroto.com.
time once again for everybody to come aboard that one and done train. Welcome to One and Done. Bienvenidos a todos a One and Done, your fast break of college basketball información. We happen to be powered by the galaxy's greatest website. If you didn't know, it's drroto.com. I'm your sometimes humble host. My name is Jay Heinrich, and I happen to be the conductor of the aforementioned One and Done train. Follow me on X at Dr. William Cannon. I'll follow you back. Joining me live tonight on your viewing device to break down the Sweet 16 is none other than El Capitan himself, the captain of the One and Done ship at MC Holland 34 on X, the OG Money Mike, Mr. Mike Holland. Mike, what it do, baby?
Yo, man, we're here. It's Wednesday, so we get more action tomorrow, man, and looking forward to it. This is, I think you kind of mentioned the other day, Jay. Like this is, man, like the Sweet 16. I love obviously the round of 32, round of 64. That first day, the first few games that pop on, it's like, oh man, this is great. But this right here, the Sweet 16 on, is like just the most fun. So I'm excited about this, man. Me and your boy Nate C. Hustle been working on this transfer portal big board. We don't have 1,000 on our board yet. We're not going to get to 1,000, but we're going to try to climb up to 500 over the next couple of weeks. I think I've got officially, I can tell you right now, 91 guys ranked. Our guy Eric Blue put up some sweet graphics earlier today over on X, so check that out. And yeah, man, a lot going on. So I'm excited about this week to come.
Of course, the Hall of Famer CC Hustle himself at the Real Napier pushing buttons tonight behind the scenes and working on that big board with Mike, of course, and at Fantasy Nav, Eric the Blue doing his thing. Maybe getting a night off. You know, who knows? Maybe he's on Jupiter or something where boys go to get stupider. Well, I don't know. Who knows? But at One and Done CVB is the Twitter handle you really need to follow for sure. That's the show page. Follow it on all your socials, Twitter or X, Blue Sky, as a matter of fact. Yeah, there's a page over there for us. Instagram, TikTok, just follow them all. Do yourself a favor at One and Done CBB. But most importantly, push that subscribe button right here on YouTube, like our guy Michael Peterson did. Of course, he's first in line in the live chat. Good to see Mike in there as always. Cam, OC Thuggin checking in. Yo, with 15 out of 16 in the Sweet 16 in his DK $10 bracket. All elite remaining.
I want to know who you didn't get.
Let us know who you didn't get. Nape, of course, pushing the buttons, dropping the fire emojis in there.
Oh, no. He's crazy. He's crazy. 1,000? No, it's not happening. Yeah, looks like he's talking about the Hawkeyes and new coach Ben McCollum pulling in hard to keep Josh Dix and Price Sanford, but I don't know. There's some big numbers. We were talking pre-show about the amount of money that's being thrown around for some of these players, man. It's out of control. So, and there's a old Raz there, man, who plays tomorrow. I need the wisdom.
You're in the right place, my friend.
Yeah, Raz. We threw out the DFS show. What was that on? Is that Monday?
That was Monday. We recorded it. Yeah, but still, Monday, obviously that's all good info. Make sure you go check out the DFS stuff over there on YouTube. One and Done college basketball. You got time to get in there. What time's the lock tomorrow? It's not till tomorrow night.
6:09, yeah. And I was talking to Raz over on X about joining us for Portal. We're going to be doing a bunch of shows. We did a bunch of shows in the offseason, a bunch of coaching interviews. Try to get Raz on and get some of his thoughts. He's been in the CVB DFS streets for a good while over at, I believe it's DFS Army. So chatting with him over on X, and hopefully we'll get him on, get other guests on. Let's just bring them all the CB heads, man. Let's talk to them all and let's have some fun.
Nothing like some good college basketball conversation, and we're here to do that tonight. So make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can hop in the live chat with us and be a part of our conversation, be a part of the liveliest live chat in all of college basketball right here on One and Done. So, Mike, let's break down these Thursday games, man. BYU and Alabama, Maryland and Florida, Arizona and Duke, yes. And, of course, Arkansas and Texas Tech, that is. Mike, I was sitting at work today, and I heard somebody in disgust say Arkansas and Texas Tech, and I had to turn and say, my guy, like, what are we doing here? Like, what is your deal?
Yeah.
But this is the time of the tournament that I'm really honed in on these games and watching everything as it happens, because again, these are the best teams, and we've said this before. You say it all the time. Once you get to the Sweet 16, anything can happen. So, what are your thoughts on these Thursday games? Some great matchups, some really solid teams, and a few teams in here that we could see winning it all. Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, you start with from the tip, man, from not just the DFS perspective, but just from aesthetics, right? Like BYU, Bama. How many 3-pointers are going to be taken in this one? I mean, it's got to be, you probably set the line at least 60, maybe 65. Both teams top 50 in 3-point rate. And oddly enough, both teams top 6 in the country in 2-point percentage. That's because they're able to stretch the floor. They got a bunch of playmakers at up to the 4 and 5 spots on these teams. So, I don't know. I guess the key for me in this one, man, like, how does BYU handle Bama's front court? Like, Keba Keita is going to have to play a really good game here. We'll see Richie Saunders can do defensively, right? I do worry about that. I know he's athletic. Not really known for his defensive prowess. So both teams are super deep. We're going to see a lot of guys. Alabama likes to foul. But, hey, it's okay to foul when you have, like, oh, no, Aiden Holloway's coming off the bench. Like, he's pretty good. Oh, Mo Diabate is coming off the bench. Oh, well, he's pretty good. Like, the drop-off for Bama is just – I mean, it's just not very far. Like, some of these teams you see, and the drop-off to the 6th, 7th man is a cliff. So,
no, they're so
both
deep.
Both of these teams have so much depth, man. So, yeah, I'm absolutely loving that this is the first one that we get to go off of. And then Maryland, Florida. So I picked Florida to win it all. This is the one team I was hoping that wouldn't match up with them in this spot. And it's scary for me as someone that has Florida all over all types of things in my brackets and my pools, our BracketBids league. But the thing that kind of scares me is, like, they're kind of similarly built, and the fact that, like, they're so heavy on their starting 5 and all 5 of those guys are really good. The difference is like where the key players are at. Obviously Maryland with the double big, but we're just got some nice double bigs that are a little bit younger. You look at the backcourt. We talked about on the DFS show, who the hell does Jacoby Gillespie guard? I mean, you got some big guards that can play make. So that is the one area that I still feel confident in with Florida. But it's still just uncomfortable because Derek Queen is just such a good player, man. So any thoughts on BYU, Bama, Maryland, Florida before we tackle these other two games?
No, it's the guards, right? In that Florida game. Like, honestly, I know Gillespie's a solid player, but these Florida guards are just big and strong, and they're going to bully him around. And I'm not saying that he won't be able to hold his own. Again, Jacoby Gillespie is a good player.
Yeah.
But over the course of this game, and as Florida will just go at him and wear them down, it makes you feel like, especially with how well Walter Clayton has been playing, I don't know. It's hard for me. I said – I was on BYU in the first couple of rounds.
Yeah, you were. I tried to talk you out.
You tried to talk me out of that
VCU.
one. But I think this is where it ends for them. Florida is just too big and strong there. I don't see them doing it. But again, like, not that, like you were talking about, they might not have the guards, but if you go in double bigs, if you're trying to figure out a way to combat sort of what Florida's doing, Maryland has the horses to do it for sure.
Yeah,
Let's hit the comments real quick. Yeah, before we move on to the second half of their Thursday games. Cam saying he had Kansas instead of Arkansas in the bracket, so that's understandable. I get that for sure. Hey, I still have Michigan left in the bracket bids. It can happen. Darren, I checked on it, and you're one of the only people with a lower total than me. So shout out to us hanging down in the basement of our bracket bids league. We'll talk more about bracket bids in a minute. Michael hopping in there asking if we could do some pick'em bets. We will give you some. We'll give you some bets, even if you live in a state where betting is legal or illegal. We're going to give you some plays here towards the end of it, and Mike's going to give you some prize picks as well by the end of the show. So stick around for that. We did tweet out something from the One and Done account not too long ago asking for your bracket in gift form. And Ryan, our guy Ryan, is saying it's Sheldon throwing the paper in the air.
Right there.
Yeah, for sure. So Darren asking, is Baby Crab the best player in that game? That's the question that I wanted to ask you, Mike. Who is in terms of team, right? We have a pretty good idea, but best overall player in that game to you?
I mean, if you're talking NBA, it's obviously Derek Queen, but I mean, it's hard for me to go. I'll go against Walter Clayton and what he's done this year because remember when we were talking, he was going to move from kind of that off-ball position onto the ball, and we were wondering if that's going to work. Well, it absolutely worked. So to me, honestly, the key to the game is I think whoever, and Raz jumping in here saying Gillespie sees Simon Martin potentially.
Okay.
Then Martin needs to take advantage of that. And they need to play through him. He's got to make, he looked really good finally. He hadn't looked great in the last month or so. He looked really, really good against UConn there. So, Darren, I mean, bully ball, that's probably their best chance. But the problem with that is that Florida's got some good bigs, man. Like, they're so deep. You've got Half, obviously, coming off the bench, right? Chinyelu, Condon, and then obviously Hanlofton's a good big man. So,
and they'll, it may be a combination of Miguel, Rice, and Gillespie, and they just try whatever is working at the time, right? If those are the guys on the floor, those are the guys that will be on the floor for the majority of the time for them. They may just rotate it around and see what's sticking in that moment too, right? So, good luck. I can't wait to see how they do it. But good luck. That's all I got to say. That's a big, strong backcourt for sure. Hey, yeah, I get it, Ryan. And listen, I like the seeds, the seeds that are in there to be there. I don't need the 12 and 14 seeds in the Sweet 16. I don't need that sort of madness. What I do love are the buzzer beaters. What I do love are these. There have been a lot of games that have come down to the very end, just like always. And if all you can focus on is if Queen traveled or not at the end of that game, I'm sorry. I don't think that if you're going to nitpick like that in that moment, I don't know. I'm with you, Ryan. Hey, Mike, let's move on to these next two games on the Thursday: Arizona and Duke, and Arkansas and Texas Tech. What are your feels?
Man, I know you got some feels. So really, the only thing I have to say about this is I just think that Arizona's got to figure out how to generate turnovers. Duke takes care of the ball. Arizona's got to figure out a way to pressure the ball and create some easy opportunities in transition, man. I think Carter Bryant has to be an X factor. So really, man, I think Duke wins easy, but I know you like Caleb Love. So is this
Well, I do like Caleb Love, and we don't have to tell anybody that watches college basketball because they know that Caleb Love can quickly shoot Arizona out of any game. I just think when he sees some players play differently when they see a certain name on the opponent jerseys. They just do. And Caleb Love is that guy. I am looking forward to this game. I feel like this is going to be a lower scoring. I don't think either team gets to 80 in this one. I think this is a mid-70s type of game. I think it's a close one. And I think that Caleb Love finds a way to show up in big games against a team like Duke. But it's not just going to have to be him, though, right? Yeah. Like you said, is Carter Bryant going to have to play a big role in this one? Can Toby Awaka, who had a double-double against Oregon in 22 minutes, and not just a cheap one either, are these guys all going to step up? KJ Lewis, who's going to be the guy to supplement Caleb Love? Because he's going to get his. Who's going to be the guy, Mike? I don't know who it's going to be, but I do feel like it's going to be a close one. Arkansas and Tech, man, the one game that Cam got wrong on his bracket with Arkansas, man. Still some question marks here, right? Around, because we know Thiero is going to be available to play. Yeah. They said as much on Monday, 12 to 16 minutes, I believe, some sort of tiny range. Yeah. But how do you feel like Texas Tech can take advantage of Arkansas in this one? If they can.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of I look at the 3-ball differential. The 3-ball is something that Arkansas can stop, and Tech is obviously really efficient from 3. So wherever that margin is, Arkansas needs to shrink that margin as much as possible to have a chance in this game. I think Arkansas's best chance is to pound 80 inside and try to get JT Toppin in foul trouble. Otherwise, man, like I just think this is going to be a brawl, dude. I think we're going to see like in some of those like old school Big 12 games from a few years ago. You know what I mean? I think this could be an absolute brawl. Both teams really good defensively, so I'm just excited to watch this one. We'll talk about bets. I don't know that I'm touching this one because
I'm not.
There's so many unknowns, man. But
I'm not.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, like Cam said, Caleb Love retired Coach K. Okay, do you think he's scared of John Shire and Cooper Flagg? He retired that man. Okay, let's be real here, guys. Ryan is saying that he was on Arizona, and listen, Ryan, I don't know if you're in on this or not. I picked Arizona to win the whole thing.
Is Ryan Schnabel your burner account? How are you?
It is not my burner account. I am not also commenting on YouTube in addition to hosting this show. I had Arizona picked to win the whole thing 2 years in a row. And this year I just kept doing the Arizona rain dance. I didn't pick them to win at all, obviously, but I do have them going to the Final Four. So, yeah, you get it, Ryan. You get it. All right, good stuff. Yeah, Darren, that good old SWC rematch, Root Hogs versus Tech. Hey, why not, man? Why not? Give us a little Southwest a rivalry action there. Absolutely. Good stuff. We love it. We love the live chat. Love the takes from Mike as well. And we love it when you hit those like and subscribe buttons. Show us some love over here on YouTube. If you're watching over on X, that's cool. We definitely appreciate however you find us on your viewing device. However, definitely would appreciate if you got over to YouTube. One and Done College Basketball, WON and Done College Basketball. And you see all the socials right there going across your screen. Speaking of going across your screen, that thing is going to switch over to a little bit BracketBids information here in a second because I'm going to talk about it right now, Mike. You hinted at it earlier. You hinted that you have Florida in our BracketBids group right now, our BracketBids league. Ole Miss and Florida. Look at you. Our guy Corey, the king of the single entry, is leading the way with Arkansas there. Got the Sweet 16 bonus for having the highest seed to make it to the Sweet 16. That's the bonus that we used, our scoring method that we used when we did our live auction draft at bracketbids.com. Look, all we had to do, we got me and Mike and 6 breadheads that love to watch One and Done and hang out here with us. We all got over to BracketBids. Darren was one of them, right? I just mentioned that, even though he's lower than I am on the chart. But hey, that's okay. Somebody, it's okay. We're down there together, Darren. Just messing with you. But hey, we had some fun over there. It's an auction draft league, just like a fantasy football or a fantasy baseball or whatever it would be, where you do an auction draft league. And you bid on the teams that you want. And, I bid on teams like Connecticut. I took UConn. And, of course, they didn't make that run like I thought that they might. Obviously, a tough matchup that their coach complained about the entire time going down the tunnel. But that's neither here nor there. Hey, bracketbids.com and the BracketBids app. Make sure you either go over there and create an account, log in over there, see what they're doing, check it out, and make sure you're ready for next March because this is an upgrade to what March has become. It's not just your paper brackets that we all do, man. BracketBids is the place to be, and we're happy to partner with them this March. The promo code is BREAD. When you go over there, if you create a league or sign up, you get some off of your registrations with the promo code BREAD over there. BracketBids.com and the BracketBids app. Shout out to BracketBids. All right. Let's get over to Friday here. It's Friday. You ain't got no job. And you ain't got – okay. Ole Miss and Michigan State here. Every time I talk about Ole Miss in the Sweet 16 as a supporter of the University of Texas, it just – hey, Sean Miller, though, I like the hire. I know you don't like it as much, but that's another show, though. Ole Miss and Michigan State, Kentucky and Tennessee, Michigan and Auburn, Purdue and Houston, some absolute dynamite matchups with styles, with coaches, with superstars on the floor. What are your feels on this Friday slate?
Yeah, man, looking at the first one, talk about Ole Miss, Michigan State, obviously, Beard against Izzo here. I think I was surprised that Iowa State couldn't figure out how to use their size. I don't think Michigan State's going to have that problem against Ole Miss. Michigan State, they have a plethora of guards that can go against these Ole Miss guards. Ole Miss playing really small this year. The 5 matchup is something I'm going to be looking at. Jackson Kohler against Malik Dia. Malik Dia's been playing awesome recently. I am nervous about Michigan State's 3-point percentage. That is a worry. That kind of got them in trouble a little bit against New Mexico. If they make 35% from 3, they're rolling. So I do like Michigan State. Kentucky, Tennessee. Somehow Kentucky, they're gonna beat these guys 3 times. Like Chaz Lanier has not shot the ball yet in this series, and I question the toughness to beat a Tennessee Rick Barnes defensive team 3 times, man. With Michigan Auburn, like it's the same story every time we talk about Michigan. Can they stop turning it over? And these are these two couldn't be 2 polar opposites. Michigan 324th in turnover percentage, Auburn only 14th. So Michigan does have the size to compete, right? With Janai Broome down there. You got the double bigs with Wolf and Golden, and they run that unique style like 4-5 pick and roll. But Auburn's got a little bit of I wouldn't say a little bit. They've got a depth advantage there. And then Purdue Houston, I like Houston, man. Like Braden Smith has to go like otherworldly insane to beat these guys, man. Any thoughts from these 4 games here?
Is he the best point guard in the country?
Yes.
Yes. Question mark? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I like Walter Clayton, but I mean,
I know you
it's
do.
It's hard to argue.
I like him a lot too, but Braden Smith is that dude.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to be every bit of that dude to beat this Houston team. Yeah. And then some. This is a good team. And I'm not just saying that because I have Houston in our BracketBids league. This is no, really though. Like we talk about it all the time. Like this could be a game. First, what do you think it is? First to what? 65?
Ooh.
A little higher?
Yeah, I think it's 131. Last I checked. Yeah.
Is that right? I hadn't even paid attention to the.
Yeah, you were right there. I think it's 131 when I saw it earlier today.
All right. Well, exactly what I said.
First to 65, dude. Yeah.
There we go. I'm digging it. And the answer to your question: can Michigan stop turning the ball over? No.
Dude, they're so bad against UC San Diego turning the ball over. Like, oh my god.
It's so frustrating to watch.
Just handing it to them here.
It's so frustrating to watch with guys that talented, like that just don't play fundamentally sound basketball for large stretches of time. It's so difficult.
If they don't turn it over, though, they could give Auburn a game for sure.
And I'm just going to say one thing. I will give Chris Beard his flowers as a coach, no doubt about it. Like there's a reason that I get frustrated that he's not at Texas. That's a game that they can win. That is absolutely 100%. A game that they can win. And then lastly, I'm worried about Kentucky. I'm worried about them running out of gas at this point. I'm worried about everything having gone their way and gotten a lot of bounces up to this point in the tournament, and Tennessee just finding a way to absolutely shut them down. I'm not thinking that Kentucky is going to find a way past Kentucky in this one, man. Kentucky's not going to find a way past Tennessee, excuse me. I mean, Kentucky, that's what's going to happen is Kentucky's going to end up beating Kentucky.
I mean, did they play Troy and Illinois, like 2 teams that turn the ball over, 2 teams that want to score. Now they're playing a team that doesn't really care if they score. That
will beat you 55-52 and will not blink a freaking eyeball at it. And to be honest, you mentioned it earlier, that Rick Barnes, that classic Rick Barnes defense. How do you beat that 3 times in a row? And Barnes is a great coach. We saw it firsthand here. Didn't get the big one while he was here in Central Texas, where we're live from, but obviously was in the hunt and made some decent runs here with his style of coaching. He's a good coach, and I think this is where the end of the line comes for Big Blue Nation. All right, let's hop back in the live chat real quick. Scroll up a little bit. Darren, I bought the St. John's hype, so I totally understand why your bracket bids didn't pan out. And then UNC, I also had UNC. Mike and I were both thinking that set up nicely for UNC to make a couple of games deep run in this thing, and obviously that did not happen. Ryan, I'm with you. We do love the upsets early, like first round stuff, but this is where I need to see the chalk, man. This is where I want to see these types of matchups for sure. Darren saying that, Michigan State kind of does have a tendency to get behind early. You're right. Can Ole Miss hold it if they get there. Not sure. Michael hopping in saying that 16 of our 40 slots in the DK tournament are filled. Shout out to you. Yeah, definitely. We got the one and done MC Holland 34 Classic over there on DK. Make sure that you find. We'll tweet it out.
Yep.
We'll see if we can get it in here tonight, and if not, we'll tweet it out later on. And that way, at One and Done CBB, we'll tweet out the link to the Draftkings. Just a $5 friendly competition with some friends. A lot of fun to get into that for sure. There, who was that? Oh, Ryan said he went Gonzaga over Houston. No, sir. Mm-mm.
Me too. Oops.
Not doing it. That's okay. I wasn't on the same wavelength as you two on that one. What do we got here? Anything else before we get to some bets here? Mike, how do you not win with Durant? You know what? Let's not do that tonight, Darren. Okay, I know. We can trade our blows back and forth tonight for sure. Good stuff, man. Hey, oh wait, I see one more that I wanted to talk about. Butler's health, Mike. The health of Kentucky going into this thing, it obviously nobody's 100% at this point in the season. Most people aren't feeling that anyway. But again, if Butler is himself, I feel a little bit better about Kentucky's chances. But I'm not on it at all, man. I'm just not.
I can't be on it either.
I got you. All right, like and subscribe. Hit all those buttons. We're going to get to the bets now and then some prize picks to wrap up the show. So best bets of the week. Mike, hit us with a few of your favorites.
Yeah, I mean, Darren's talking about Michigan State starting slow. I just the profile with what Michigan State can do to the Ole Miss guards. I like Michigan State -3.5 here. I think they get it done. Ole Miss has been on this heater. I cannot figure out what Iowa State was doing. It was absolutely ridiculous. I don't think Michigan State has that problem. I do like Maryland, even though I picked Florida to win all. You're giving me 6.5 points. That's a big number for this game. Could come down to the final 2 minutes, which is pretty scary for me in my brackets. And I'll take the over in Michigan Auburn, man. Michigan's going to give transition opportunities to Auburn. Auburn's going to foul the crap out of the double bigs. Michigan should be able to live on the free throw line. I kind of like this over 153.5, Jay. So, yeah, those would probably be the 3 safest that I'm looking at right now. So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Is that right? 153.5, the same exact total as the Arizona Duke game. It is. I had to double check because I'm going to talk about the Arizona Duke game a little bit, and I had to look and make sure that I didn't have a typo there. Same type of total.
Weird, right?
Yeah, it is super weird. So obviously Mike's taking Michigan State -3.5, Maryland showing the Terps a lot of respect, +6.5. And taking the over in Michigan and Auburn, over 153.5. So Mike gracefully did not take any Arizona picks here on this chat because here's the deal. I already told you guys what type of game I thought this was going to be earlier on, I should say. I think this is going to be a 78-73 type of a game where, these teams are still going to get some points and these superstars are going to get theirs. I think this is going to be a superstar type of game where they're the ones that are carrying the load. I think some of the secondary players on each of these rosters are going to struggle to make their impact. This is these teams are they both play some defense. Let's not, we don't need to beat around the bush here. These are both 2 pretty good defensive teams on their own as it is.
Total was 124 in the first matchup.
So again, I'm going under on this Arizona Duke game, under 153.5. And I'm also going to take Arizona +9.5. If you're giving me almost 10 points in this matchup, I know that Caleb Love is the bane of my existence from a DFS perspective, from a bracket perspective, for everything else. When he sees the name Duke across the floor, this is a different man. We're talking like Dirk Nowitzki dragging the Mavs to a finals. To a ring on his own. Okay, maybe not like that. But still, I'm taking Arizona +9.5 and taking the under in that one for Arizona and Duke, under 153 point.
Ryan 12.5. Baylor, yeah. Yikes. That one fell apart.
Well, You're not alone, my friend. It's okay. All
There's the man with the jokes.
good. You would love. Hey, we didn't get our love letters. This is the love letters segment brought to you by Caleb Love and Jay Heinrich. Talking about the love letters right here, and +9.5 is the pick right there. There we go. All right, thanks, Darren. I would love to see him lose too, to be honest. He ain't afraid of John Shire and Cooper Flagg. He retired Coach K. We're being real here, okay? Yes, Ryan, ride with me. Let's ride the wave, my friend. Take it with me. +9.5 Zona action. Hop on it. I love it. I love it. All right. Lastly here, Mike, I know your public awaits here for some prize picks as we teased it. So let's give us some prize picks, maybe some props, whatever it is, whatever you want to throw at us here.
Yeah, man. I got 6 props I'm looking at. Will Richard over 12.5 points. He's just taking so many shots and playing 35 minutes. I like that number. I'm hopping off the Tyrese Proctor train. I don't think he's going to shoot 80% from 3 in this spot. We gave it out the other day in DFS. He was, I think, 3 for 9 in this matchup the first time. You like the under? I'm going to ride the under on Tyrese Proctor points. I do like Kohler's matchup inside. That is where Ole Miss is weak. I think Michigan State's smart enough to expose that. I do like the over 6.5 points. Igor Milicic, yes, this sounds crazy. The over 8.5 points, man. He has been in double digits both times against Kentucky. They're kind of willing to let him, kind of do his thing other than, having Lanier and Zakai, try to get going. So I do like the over on Milicic 8.5. For a couple of demons before we get out of here, Derek Queen over 1.5 assists. I just feel like this is going to be a bigger total. He's going to have the ball in his hands. He's a fantastic passer, has gone up near 3-4 assists in some games, sometimes 5. So I do like that as a demon play. And then Juwan Roberts, I do like the demon of 6.5 rebounds in this Houston Purdue matchup. They should be able to hammer Purdue on the boards, and he should be around the rim. Purdue's like 360th in 2-point percentage, so he should be getting some easy putbacks. So I do like pairing those 2 demons together. Play all 6, and then send me my Venmo is – no, I'm just kidding. Stack that cash, man.
I like it. Some great plays there. Not just a bunch of overs there. I like the Proctor under. I did see a stat that when Proctor and Caleb Love are on the floor at the same time that hey, we're not going to go down that route right now. We'll be okay.
The score ends up 64-50.
I love it. I love it. Make sure you rewind if you didn't catch all those fantastic prize picks from our guy Mike, and of course the best bets too from Mike. Mike's bets are Michigan State -3.5, Maryland +6.5, and over 153.5 for Michigan and Auburn. And my bets where I like the little same game parlay, Arizona +9.5, and taking the under in that Zona Duke game as well. Darren, apologies that we will not have the NIT Final Four segment airing before we get off the air. Although shout out to the North Texas Mean Green for making it to the semis there. I was chatting with Darren earlier, little wellness check because North Texas is losing a hell of a coach at the end of the season.
Again.
Yeah, but again, that's what happens here. And hopefully that athletic department, I don't have to tell you, Darren, hopefully that athletic department can be taken seriously at some point soon. I hope that for you and all the rest of the Mean Green fans as well. All right, hey, thanks for hanging out with us here. If you're with us live here on Wednesday night, shout out to you for doing that, hopping in with us. You could be doing so many other things, but you spent some time with us, and we appreciate you for doing that. We got Darren, Ryan, Michael Peterson saying that Caleb Love could go 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x.
Not 1, not 2, not 3x, not 4x.
Raz saying that he needs Arizona upset in his XM, Sirius XM gimmick. So shout out. Hope you get what you need because I have Arizona advancing in my bracket as well. So who else did I miss? Michael Peterson, Ryan Snable in there, Darren, Ryan, all the same cats. Oh, Cam, of course, hopping in there. Michael, all right, repeating stuff. There we go. Good stuff. Live chat on just a random pop-up on a Wednesday, and we got the Dreadheads here hanging out with us, showing us love, and we appreciate you. All the love straight back to you.
DFS Friday tomorrow night, maybe?
We're going to – so we're going to go – all right, so listen, go back. Now that this is over, go watch the DFS show for the Thursday games on the YouTube channel. One and done college basketball, right? Mike, you just said going live Thursday night for the Friday DFS. Is that correct?
Why not? Let's give the people some monies.
Let's give them all the monies. At MC Holland 34, El Capitan himself, right there. The OG Money Mike, Mr. Mike Holland, the captain of these one and done streets. The Hall of Famer himself, CC Hustle, pushing the buttons tonight. We appreciate you, Nate. Appreciate you doing all the behind the scenes work that you do as well. At Fantasy Nav in those Twitter streets, Eric the Blue, for not only some of the best fantasy basketball, not only some of the best college basketball takes, but also fantasy football. The guy does it all at Fantasy Nav for sure. We'll see if we can get together an MC Holland gimmick for the Friday slates. I'm sure there will be, and we'll post it in the show and on the Twitter page. We'll see you tomorrow night, Cam. We'll see all you guys and gals tomorrow night as well on a Thursday. Thanks for watching us. Thanks for listening to the Sweet 16 breakdown right here on One and Done. Tell somebody you love them. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. My name is JAYHEINRICH. Come again. We'll see you.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.